Welcome virtual passengers, welcome aboard leg 3 of the Tour of the Nile in the Cessna 172. So today we are flying from Adjumani to Juba, and I shall show you the little nav map in just a moment once that plane's finished flying over. So approximate flight time today is 50 minutes and we'll be travelling total of about no, it's going to be about an hour and 3 and just over 100 miles, I think, if memory serves right. We'll have a look at the little nav map, as I say, in just one moment. So, should be a nice easy flight today. We're going to climb up to 4,000 feet, so I'll show you the little nav map now. If I can bring it up on screen. Nope, that's that. Where's my little nav map gone? There it is. So show you the little nav map. So we're doing a total of 130 miles today. It's about an hour and 5 minutes. Taking off from Adjumani, and then we're going to head out west and pick up the River Nile again. And basically we're going to follow the course of the River Nile. Going up past a couple of local airports, just following the River Nile all the way up, and then we're going to land in the city of Juba, which is pretty much just off the Nile. So we'll probably just do a straight in onto runway 31, depending on the wind and how strong it is. So we're starting to return to civilization today. So at the end of the flight, you'll be able to see the city of Juba as we're coming in, and it's an international airport, so there's loads of runway to play with and probably loads of parking spaces as well. So without further ado, I'm going to go in, set up the aircraft. It looks like we've got a nice short taxi today because we're going to take off from runway 27, so it's literally, I'm basically going to set the aircraft up for takeoff straight away and come back to you as soon as we're ready to go. So I'll speak to you again soon. So welcome back virtual passengers, we're basically ready to take off. I'm going to unfortunately take this guy out to the left here because he's kind of in the way of the wings, but I've dropped the flaps down. I've put in our trip, so we've got 93 miles as the crow flies, so we're obviously going to be going a bit further than that because we're going to be following the river. So without further ado, let's get up into the air, shall we? Let's see if I can remember to put start my recording on flight control replay. Okay. For takeoff, etc. Okay, so parking brake is off, foot brakes are on. Get up to about 1200. We'll get lined up. There we go, nice. Sorry, Mr. Monitor Man, Marshal Man. So as we're taking off with runway 27, we're pretty much going to be going along runway head until we get to the river. Let me know in the comments if you find these videos any good, because I've noticed recently that although I don't do it for the views, I'm never going to have millions of subscribers or millions of views or make a lot of money from YouTube on my videos. I do seem to be having a lot less views at the moment, you know, I don't know what's causing that. Maybe it's the videos aren't particularly interesting anymore, and if they're not, that's fine. I can always you know, stop doing them if people don't find them interesting. Then I can always stop doing them. So and perhaps let me know what you do find more interesting. Planning my first flight in America over the next few days, so I'll be recording that as well. Just do an hour 2-hour flight in America. So I've not flown in America before, so that'll be quite good. Taking off from JFK Airport, so that'll be up on the channel in a few weeks. But let's concentrate on the video for today. So let's put full engine power in, release the brakes. Here we go. Speed tape is alive. Not very much wind at all. I'm hardly having to correct the aircraft at all. So we're going to rotate at about 50 knots, 55 knots. So 50, 55. Plenty. Look, I mean the windsock is hardly even moving. So that's us up. So just keep us climbing up now. So we're climbing up to 3,000 feet, which is hardly any distance at all, really. But we are starting off quite high here. So look at that beautiful scenery. So start heading out towards the Nile, so I can start to keep the revs up actually. I've got to sort out the mixture, that's why the revs aren't playing ball. So let's put the autopilot on. I can then start sorting out all of the mixture. So bring up the flaps and start to bring the mixture out to increase the... I'll wait actually till we stop climbing and then I'll do it. But we are heading bang on for the River Nile, which you can see in front of us. So I'm going to let you enjoy the cruise, and I'll speak to you again when we're getting ready for final landing. So I'll speak to you soon. Welcome back, virtual passengers. So you may have realised... Welcome back, virtual passengers. It was a rather short cruise montage for this video. To be brutally honest with you, there wasn't very much scenery to look at. It was mostly sort of the grass and the hills, which I didn't think would be particularly exciting for anybody. So... yeah, I didn't record very much of the cruise, and as you can see now we're approaching the city of Juba. We've followed the Nile all the way up, and we're starting to get ourselves into a position to make the final turning for landing. So I'm just constantly keeping an eye on the range, and when we're about 5 miles out, that's when I'll start deploying flaps, and you may see a little island ahead of me. That is the island I'm going to use for the left turn onto the runway. So let's just see the town develop as it all loads in slowly but surely, and hopefully we'll see the runway shortly as well. So you can see the cars moving down there. So yeah, it was pretty much this this green marsh is the wrong word for it, but it wasn't. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't the most exciting of flights. Which is why there wasn't much cruise, which is why there wasn't much video of cruise. So I'm just going to start slowing down now, so I can start thinking about deploying my flaps. And I'm looking for that island there, pretty much ahead of me. So we're 4.5 miles out, so I can now drop this range even further to 4 to 3. Okay, so yeah, that little island there, about 2.5 miles out, we'll be looking to make the left turn onto the runway. So we're looking good. 4 miles out. Deploy first stage of flaps. Put taxi light. Don't put the taxi light on. We don't need to. So we're just now literally looking out for the airfield now, which is up there somewhere. Keep the speed at about 80 knots. 3.5 miles out. Oh, there's the runway there. So let's start to slow down now. Turn off the autopilot. We'll start our descent in. Should be quite a nice easy little descent in. Dropping about 400 feet a minute, that's fine. So flaps 2, not that I need flaps 2, it's such a it's such a massive airport. Get the descent speed coming down. There's the runway there on the right on the left of me, so just going to make the final turn in a second. Just keep the descending going. So about 700 feet out. We're quite high, but This plane has got a good habit of losing altitude quite quickly, particularly when I do the turn. Nice. 500 above, that's fine. I'm almost back at idle now, letting the plane drop. So I might have come in quite high, but it's been easy enough to recover. There's literally no wind today, 1 knot wind, that's about it. So haven't had to worry about any of that sort of thing. So coming in nicely now. Engines at idle, just coming in for a nice landing. I'll start to lift the nose in a second. Start to lift the nose, start to bleed the speed off. There we go, nice smooth touchdown. Put on the brakes, see if I can make this next taxiway. Yeah, should be able to make that one. It says, yeah. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Juba International Airport. So we're going to turn on taxi lights, turn off landing lights, and we'll go get parked up and switch the engine off. I forgot to set the recording software again for my my landing and takeoff, which is a bit of a pain, or for my landing, which is a bit of a pain, but there we go. So you won't have to go through any landing replays at the end of the video. I mean, stick around, there will be some videos of the replays of the takeoff, but certainly not of the landing, I'm afraid, today, as I forgot to set it. We'll just get ourselves parked up. Those marshals there will be quite handy. 178 feet per minute, I'll take that. While making that turn, I shall put the flaps up. So it's going to marshal me in. Have quite enough energy to make it to the end there. And there we go, we are all parked up now. So I'm just going to turn the engine off, turn all the batteries off and the lights. Don't know what happened at the end there. And that's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the latest Tour of the Nile. Leg 4, I believe, that's now been completed. So, yeah, we're slowly working our way up to a bit more civilization now, I think. But hope you enjoyed it, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.